Okay, so it's obvious that he's gone to a public place and is probably planning on killing someone, or at least taking a hostage, James said. But where exactly are we? That looks like a supermarket, Lillian observed. I don't like this, Mr. Woodward said slowly, his face pale. I don't know what he's planning, but I've got a very bad feeling about it. Stay very close to him, Amelia. And Mark, be prepared to jump in with any magic at any moment. I'm fairly sure you can perform it from in here if you're focused on those screens. Minutes passed, and then more minutes. Lucian didn't do a damn thing as far as we could tell, and out of frustration James turned the sound on all the spires back up in case they could provide a clue about what was happening here. Eventually this move paid off. It happened gradually, but it became clear that there was some sort of commotion taking place in the car park. When Lucian began to smile ominously, Amelia gave up watching him directly, and without waiting for our opinion, took the base back into the air so that we could see what was really happening, and out of our shadow so that we would have a clearer view of it. And we could only gape in astonishment. The car park was now jam-packed with vehicles, not just the parking spots, but everything else as well. A few people were trying to leave, honking their horns and shouting at other motorists to get out of the way so that they could get out. But most seemed desperate to get inside and do some shopping. People were scrambling between cars, squeezing through gaps that looked uncomfortably small, and several came very close to getting squashed by a car trying to move closer to a spot. Others were giving up and turning their cars off where they had ended up, getting out and scrambling for the doors. Mr. Woodward let out a groan. This is bad. This is very bad. You can figure this out? Natalie asked. I think I get it too, James said slowly, his face paling. He wants to pack this place as tight as possible. Either he wants a greater choice of people to hurt, or he's going to find a way to make them all suffer. A riot, Mr. Woodward breathed. That's what this is looking like. People will be crushed and possibly killed in there. Can we stop this before it gets going? Mark asked, desperately. I don't see how, James said. I mean, he must have all their minds inside his own, so we can't do anything to change their behaviour. Our only hope is to put Lucian out of action, but does anyone still think we can do that? Probably not now. Lucian will be expecting us to try, I heard myself say, but my head was light and dizzy with anxiety. He was doing this to punish us, particularly me, for some reason, most likely because I had dared to take Stella from him. All these innocent people were about to suffer horribly because of me, and all I could do was watch. And even if we were somehow able to prevent this spiralling into a full-on riot, Lucian could instantly change his plan to something else, perhaps something worse. He would only be limited by his imagination, and unfortunately, his imagination was immense. We need to keep an eye on him and watch his every movement, Mr. Woodward said, and maybe we'll see an opening to do something. Go back down to him, Amelia. Amelia descended, but not to Lucian. He had disappeared. Had he made himself invisible, or had he teleported? Amelia took a chance on the latter, and teleported the base back to Lucian's current location. It took a second to figure out where we were, and it was a bit of a shock when we did. Lucian had teleported himself into the supermarket, but rather than subject himself to the throng, which we could hear making an almighty racket not too far away, he had taken shelter in one of the bathrooms. Judging by the lack of a urinal, it seemed to be the ladies' bathroom. This must be where he's going to coordinate it from, Peter said. Yeah, maybe, James said slowly. But he could have done that outside or pretty much from anywhere. If he wanted to go where no one would see him or know he was there, why pick a public bathroom? And why isn't he making himself invisible? He wouldn't need to be invisible if he can prevent people coming in here just by using his mind, Peter pointed out. Also, he's probably hoping that we're still following him. Maybe he's daring us to try to attack him again. Yeah, I thought that sounded plausible, which meant what? Were we supposed to avoid his bait and let him do all kinds of damage here? What if we took the bait? Would we be running the risk of saving these people now, only to expose ourselves and kill the last resistance against him? My head swam again, and I had to grip the sides of my seat to steady myself. I'd faced some dilemmas during this war. The one the previous night in which Natalie had very nearly died had been a particularly nasty one, but this was quite likely the worst one yet.